Now, I'm going to work through page 187, question 2. And once again, I'm going to do this on an A4 page, so it will fit nicely on an A4 page. Now, to begin with, I'm going to find this bottom right corner. So I'm going to measure up 30 from the bottom of my page, and I'm going to measure in, put in a construction line along the bottom, and I'm going to measure in 70 from the right hand side, like so. Next step then, I'll bring my vertical line up, and I'm given two heights there on the right hand side, so I'm given 10 and 60, which I will measure there as well. And I'll put in two light horizontal construction lines, like so. Next thing then, I'm given 3 widths along the top, so I'm given 10, 30, 130. So I'm going to measure those across the top here. So 10, 30, 130. And I'm just going to darken in my right hand side there now. Like so. Now my next step, I want to find the very centre of that rectangle. I know that the full width there diagonally is 130, so I'm just going to have that and measure over 65 millimeters. And that will give me the very centre. Now, next thing then, you will notice that you're given the length of the diagonal, 130. You're told the length of the shorter side is 20 plus 20 plus 20, so 60. You're not told the length of the longer diagonal. You're also not told what angle that the rectangle is drawn at. You're given a 90-degree angle down here, but you're also not told what angle that line itself is. So, what we are going to go and do, we know that the 4 corners of a rectangle are right angles, or they're 90 degrees. So we're going to go and use the construction that we did previously on the bottom of the page here. So we're going to draw a circle, and we're going to use that then to help us find where the top and bottom corners are. And this all goes back to this, okay, that the angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Now if you look at that little example here, you will see that that looks very similar. The little triangle that's drawn here looks very similar to the top half of the rectangle. So we need to go now and draw a semicircle, and then put in the measurement for the shorter side into that. So the diameter of my semicircle is 130. The radius then would be 65, which I have actually already measured. So I'm putting my compass right in the middle there where I measured the 65, and I'm going to draw a semicircle on top. And what I'm actually going to do, and you'll see why in a minute, I'm going to go and draw a full circle, like so. And my rectangle is going to fit perfectly inside of this circle, and the 4 corners will be on the circumference of that circle. Now, the next piece of information I'm told about the rectangle is that the shorter side is 60 millimeters long. So I'm going to set my compass to 60. I'm going to put the point of it over here on the right. I'm going to swing my arc, and I know that this now is the shorter side of the rectangle. And I'm going to go over here to the left, point at my compass, and I'm going to swing a second arc, which also cuts the circle. And then, where the arc intersects the circle, I'm going to join And now I have my 4 corners, and that will allow me then to complete the rectangle, like so. Next thing then, we can see there's a second little rectangle here for the lens of the camera. We're told 3 widths along here are 3 20mm, so I'm going to go and measure those now. I'm told that it comes out 10mm as well. So I'm going to go and use my sliding set squares now. I'm just projecting those out perpendicular, the end, and then I'm going to measure 10mm, and I'm going to use my sliding set squares there again, just to complete the rectangle. The last little bit now, we want to complete the little bracket which is actually holding the camera. Now we can see, if we go back to our book there for a moment, that there's this dotted centre line going right down. The actual width here would be 10mm because it's the same as the other lines there. So this width is 10mm. But first of all, I want to draw this dotted centre line which comes down from the centre of the rectangle. So once again, I'm going to get my sliding set squares. I'll line them up there. And I will project it out. And if the width is 10mm altogether, I am now just going to measure 5 and 5 either side. And back then to my sliding set squares, and I'm going to draw those lines in with my HB pencil, like so. And then I'll finish off the 2 horizontal lines at the bottom there to complete the drawing.